Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got a thrilling scenario to explore. What if Naruto and Team 7 were trapped in the MHA universe? A big shout out to the Muscle Lisa for this amazing concept. Link in the description. So be sure to check out their work and give them some love. If you're enjoying the content, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps the channel and motivates me to keep bringing you awesome stories. Let's jump right into it. Are you sure this is okay? We don't have any money. Sakura asked Momo as they entered the mall. Momo smiled. Don't worry, I got you covered and you're supposed to be a secret, right? You can't exactly use any bank accounts. Wait, but can't you just make clothes for them? Yurakaka spoke up. Momo turned pink. Well, you see, if I just kept making the things we needed or wanted, it would ruin the economy, right? Besides, it's more fun this way. I'm surprised that Sasuke agreed to come along. He doesn't seem like the shopping type. Midoriya mumbled. Yeah, Sasuke, why are you coming along? Naruto asked. Sasuke frowned as his expression twisted into one of annoyance. Our clothes make us stand out here. We need some new disguises. Besides, someone needs to babysit you. Hey Dash, let's not fight here. Kakashi spoke up, his calm voice breaking the rising tension between the two. Besides, we're already sticking out like a sore thumb. He nodded slightly to the small crowds of people staring in slight concern at the sight of their tattered clothes. Sasuke sighed. Let's just make this quick. And so the shopping trip began. Most of Class 1A went off on their own to buy what they needed while Yurakaka and Momo stayed behind to help. Oh, how about this one for you, Naruto? Momo picked up an orange shirt and a black button-up. Oh, I think this will look great on you, Sakura. Yurakaka smiled brightly as she handed the shinobi a maroon jacket and a pink tank top. I really like these too. Sakura pulled out black shorts and leggings. They seemed to be having fun. Kakashi smiled a little under his mask as he picked out a sweater and gray pants for himself. Sasuke shrugged and turned to another rack of clothes, eyeing a blue coat and black shirt. Kakashi tore his eyes away from his students and back to the huge array of clothing before him, his mind wandering as he ran his fingers over the clothing. So you're their teacher? Kakashi nodded, looking out the window showcasing a beautiful sunset. Orange, purple, and blue mixed together softly as pink cotton candy clouds drifted by. Large buildings were the only thing he could see for miles, accompanied by roads full of cars and sidewalks covered with people. I'm assuming Naruto told you everything about Kaguya and our world's situation? Kakashi spoke up as he tore his eyes away from the large window. Actually, I'd like to ask you about that. Aizawa put down his mug of coffee. It was only them standing in the small break room. Kakashi had only arrived a few hours ago, but became quickly accustomed to the vastly different universe he was thrown into. Or rather, was forced to. So many things had happened to him within a day. The climax of a war, nearly lost his friend, lost his best friend, fought and barely escaped what could be called a celestial being, and so much more. It seemed surreal that now he was standing in a peaceful city that hasn't seen war in years in the same day. The situation had been explained to him. If he wasn't seeing the proof before him, Kakashi would have laughed. But here he was, talking to the person that belonged to an entirely different universe and wanted to know everything about his own. Naruto talked about a war in your world. I asked him this before, but I still don't understand. He said that him, along with other people around his age, were fighting on the front lines. They're still children, so why are they fighting as soldiers? Kakashi looked back toward the window. Our world was never peaceful. And sadly, this is how it's always been. The Hokage, the leader of the Hidden Leaf Village, have lived through both the Second and Third Shinobi Wars, and now the Fourth. I fought in the Third along with my teammates and sensei. It's not abnormal for children to risk their lives. When we become a genin, we choose to fight to protect our village with our lives. Most become genin at 12, like Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura did. We were lucky this time though, thanks to the other ninja villages helping us. Shinobi under 15 stay out of the war. Aizawa nearly stumbled back, but he kept his composure. When did you become a genin? Kakashi hummed and looked out toward the city. I was 6. Aizawa felt his previous calm break a little as the words nonchalantly left the other's mouth. Kakashi smiled fondly. I didn't do it on my own. My father trained me until I was 5. After that, I was trained by my sensei. Kakashi looked back at Aizawa. But that's enough about me. Are there any other questions you'd like answered? Aizawa looked into Kakashi's tired eyes. He had a million questions. He wanted to know everything about their world and how it could affect his own, but he kept it at the one question that had been brewing in his mind. Who is Sasuke? Exactly? Kakashi let out a deep sigh. That's a long answer, and depending on who you ask, you'll find a lot of different versions of him. Then how would you describe him? Aizawa pressed a little more. Kakashi looked outward again, thinking deeply about the question. He was my student, one that I had personally trained once he became a genin. I am partly to blame for how he turned out. He took in a deep breath. Sasuke left the village in search of power to defeat his brother, and in short, became a criminal. Despite this, Naruto does everything in his power to save him and bring Sasuke back. Aizawa tensed at the words. He wanted to kill his own brother? Revenge is useless, and I wish I tried harder to teach him that. You see, his brother murdered his entire clan in one night and left Sasuke as the only survivor. Kakashi looked at the other's shocked expression for a moment before speaking again. But I believe that Naruto will bring Sasuke back, and many others do too. It's Naruto's goal, he trained for years for it. But that's our problem to solve. Sasuke is an ally to us right now, and that's all that matters. Aizawa stayed quiet as the dialogue swirled in his mind. Genocide, revenge, war, children fighting as soldiers. All of it seemed like something out of a gruesome fairy tale, but as far as he knew, it was true. But to say it all so nonchalantly, it wasn't an uncommon occurrence, was it? I'm sorry, that must be difficult to deal with. Kakashi smiled, almost sadly. It's fine. Besides, we all have hope that our world will become peaceful. No more wars and fighting, no more genocides and orphaned kids. It's a dream that everyone shares. We'll help you as much as we can when the time comes. I promise, as a teacher of UA and a pro hero. Aizawa looked at Kakashi with a newfound determination. Kakashi smiled, and despite the fact that you couldn't see his face, you could see his smile in his eyes. I haven't gone on a shopping trip like this in forever. Sakura smiled widely, sighing in content as they left the mall. This was really fun. Yurakaka grinned. This place has some interesting books. Kakashi pulled out a gray book from one of the bags he carried. A silver tie showcased on the front. This world seems interesting too. I can't believe you're living with us. This is going to be so much fun. Mina giggled happily, throwing a fist in the air as she entered the UA dorms. Yeah, can't wait. Sakura cheered alongside the girls. Sasuke watches from the corner of the entrance. This is stupid, he mumbled. This is fucking stupid. Bakugo appears behind Sasuke. Sasuke agrees and Bakugo walks away. Oh, Kakashi, your room is separate from the students. I'll show you. Aizawa spoke lazily as he walked away with Kakashi following behind. Naruto turned over to Midoriya. So, bushy hair, that attack you pulled on that muscular guy was really cool. Do you think you could show me that again? Naruto grinned, excitement gleaming from his bright blue eyes. BB bushy hair? Midoriya stuttered, tugging at his hair nervously. Oh, you're talking about my quirk? Well, if you come with us next time, I can show you it. Awesome. Naruto grinned. Hagakure clapped her hands together. All right, let's get working. No matter how much I look into it, there's no information on those 3 brats. Shigaraki growled, scratching his neck angrily. They're not heroes, UA students or villains, and it's hard to believe they are citizens, considering how much UA did to secure the confidentiality of the training camp. Kurojiiri added, we should have pressed that kid for more answers. Twice spoke. We wouldn't have gotten anything anyway. Maybe I could spy on them for a bit. Toga piped up with a sick grin plastered on her face. UA buffed up their security. We shouldn't attack recklessly. Kurojiiri said, the best thing to do right now is to wait. They'll come out eventually. He added, so are all of you guys ready? Akagure asked. Yeah. The girls cheer in unison. Come on, let's go. Class 1A, Naruto and Sakura went to check out everyone's dorms with a smile. Sasuke rolled his eyes and shook his head before going to his dorm room and locked it. He noticed some other kids have done the same. As he laid down on the bed, he began to take in his surroundings. Somehow the room seemed eerily similar to the one he lived in at his time in the Hidden Leaf. We need to find ways to get back, Sasuke thought. We can't afford to keep doing this. Sasuke laid there for a few minutes, hearing a lot of, "Whoa, awesome," and "Wow, it's too loud." But I can't let that bother me now. Kaguya will probably come back in a few months. We have to try to at least come with a strategy before then. I really hope that I can keep Naruto from getting us in their world's problems. It'll be a huge waste of chakra. Sasuke thought, "Damn it." He muttered angrily, "Knock, knock, knock." "Next is Naruto," Mina announced. Plain and disorganized summed up the entire room. Despite only having the room for a day, the room already looked as if a tornado went through it. So messy. Everyone thought in unison. "Now it's Sakura and Sasuke's," Kaguya said. Actually, Sasuke didn't want to. He's in his room right now. Sakura replied, "Darn." Mina snapped her fingers. "Anyways, let's go check out mine," Sakura said. Sakura's room, like Naruto's, was plain but much neater than her teammates. "It's kinda boring. Like your chest dash dot," Mineta mumbled. Sakura made a terrifying glance at Mineta, which shut him up immediately. Kakashi stood at Sasuke's door. "What do you want?" Sasuke snapped. "You should spend time with the team and Class 1A. You should enjoy yourself." "That's stupid. What are you even doing?" "Thank you for asking." Kakashi pulled out a book called Aika Paradise. "Did you really take porn book to a war?" Sasuke sighed. "I have priorities, Sasuke." Kakashi replied, "Whatever." Sasuke closes the door on Kakashi. At least he's not Orochimaru, Sasuke thought. Sasuke turned around to see Kakashi in front of him. "Socialize, Sasuke. Who knows, you may learn a thing or two from them." Kakashi said, "Fine," Sasuke said while walking out of his dorm. "Hey, look who's out." Naruto cheered. "Whatever," he mumbled under his breath. "Does that mean we can see your room?" Mina asked. "Sure, whatever." Sasuke immediately regretted his decision because a storm of children went to his room. A few seconds later, they walked out. "What a total letdown," Mina said. "It was so boring," Kaminari said. Sasuke ignored the comments and stayed quiet. "It's getting late, we should go back to our dorms," Momo said. "Yeah, we need our energy to train," Midoriya said. Everyone went back to their dorms and went to sleep. "How long can I take this?"
"You can't. I am scarred."
"I want to get out of here. I have to." A familiar young girl sits in a dark room clutching onto her blankets. That is the only thing that gave her comfort in her life. "I can't take this anymore. I need to go." The girl looked around her room, staring at the toys she was supposed to play with. She heard someone grabbing the door handle. The girl gasped as a tall man with a plague doctor mask opened the door. "I don't want to go." The girl cried out, hoping someone would save her. But nobody came. The man pulled her out of the room, ignoring her pleas, and closed the door behind him. Naruto woke up and got ready. When Naruto walked out, he saw Sasuke and Sakura already waiting for Naruto. "Eh, did I sleep in?" Naruto shrieked. "Yeah, dumbass, we were waiting on you." Sasuke sighed. "Well, we can worry about that now. We need or go to the training area." Sakura replied. "Yeah, let's go," Naruto said while running out of the dorms. "So what do you want to do today?" "We can't use our chakra," Naruto asked. "Maybe we can fight each other with our fist," Sakura said. "Sounds good to me," Naruto replied. "Fine. Oh yeah, let's go," Naruto replied. Team 7 entered the training facility. Class 1A and a couple heroes already stood in wait. "Cha!" Sakura screamed as she threw a punch toward Naruto. Luckily, he managed to dodge, and grabbing Sakura's hand, Naruto threw her toward the man-made cliff of the training room. She grit her teeth as she pulled herself up off the ground and ran toward Naruto again. This time, though, Naruto couldn't dodge because Sasuke was running at him with full speed. Sasuke punches Naruto in the face, throwing him backwards. Sakura used this to her advantage and punched Sasuke in the stomach. Naruto got up and ran towards Sakura again, this time jumping up and attempted to punch her from above. Just then, Sasuke punches Sakura in the stomach and makes her crash into Naruto. Sakura got up by pushing Naruto down and ran towards Sasuke, who looked a little drained, and punched him, pinning him down onto the floor. Sakura grinned as she finally caught up to them. "Don't think I'm giving up yet, Sakura," Naruto yelled. Wow, they're beasts, huh? Kaminari mumbled to himself. So it looks like Naruto and Sasuke rely a lot on their jutsus, causing Sakura to get an upper hand when they're fighting hand-to-hand? Midoriya thought to himself. Focus, Midoriya. The licensing exams are not that far away. Aizawa called out. The green-haired student yelped. Yes, sir. The training room was filled with the noise of pumped-up students and crashing rocks. Each of the students belonging to Class 1A were hard at work to prepare for the licensing exams. Team 7 was simply training to keep up their shape, sparing each other without the use of their chakra. Meanwhile, Aizawa and All Might were overlooking the training. Currently, All Might was going around helping the students while Aizawa stayed near the front with Kakashi at his side. So you've been teaching them ever since they were 12? Aizawa turned to a bored-looking Kakashi. Yeah, they were the first team to pass my test. It's surprising. It wasn't my choice to teach, but I don't regret it. Did you expel them when they failed? Yeah. I sent them back to the academy to learn the basics. They're well off now. Mina looked over to the two teachers and then to Jairu beside her. Hey, don't you think Mr. Aizawa and the new guy are pretty similar? What do you mean? Jairu looked over to Mina with a puzzled expression. Well, look at them. They both look tired and they talk sorta similar. I can't put my finger on it, but I feel like there's something else too. I guess I can see that. You're awful at this, Naruto. Sasuke deadpanned. Hey, you're not much better. I'm still better. Naruto growled. Fine. Fight me, Sasuke. I'll win. Not if I can help it. Sakura sighed as she watched her teammates bicker, but she couldn't help but smile a little. She felt nostalgic as she watched them go back and forth. It was as if they were little genin again, fresh out of the academy. Kakashi would be watching from afar with his tired eyes, wondering if he should stop the fight before they did something stupid, while she would be annoyed but secretly entertained by the silly arguments. For the first time in years, Team 7 was truly back together. You two are so reckless. Sakura sighed tiredly. You're lucky you didn't break anything. You take things too seriously, Naruto. Huh? Why just me? Sasuke started it. You sound like a child. Sasuke muttered. You sound like you're 50. It's been almost 3 years and your insults are just as weak as you were back then. Hey Dash! Naruto and Sasuke continued to go back and forth, getting closer and closer with pointed fingers. Have they always been like this? Jairu asked, walking next to Sakura. Sakura let out a light-hearted sigh. Yeah. Ever since we were 12, they've been fighting each other and bickering like this. She looked away and spoke softer. It's really nice. We haven't been this comfortable together like this for years, right? Ever since the war happened, right? Jairu spoke softly so the others couldn't hear. That's one way to put it, Jairu hummed. So why do they do this so much? I always thought you guys were really close. Notsu. Ga dash. Mpech dash. Naruto yelped. The sound of two bodies hitting the floor shook through the main room. Ga. I'm so sorry, Sasuke dash. Midoriya yelped. Bwahaha. Bakugo cackled. Suddenly the attention was on Naruto and Sasuke, who both fell on the couch. Sasuke pinned Naruto on the couch. Their lips connected in an awkward kiss. Immediately Sasuke shot up and backed away from Naruto. And if looks could kill, then he just sent planetary devastation on both Naruto and Midoriya. Bakugo was laughing uncontrollably at this point while Naruto and Sasuke were hurriedly rinsing their mouths from the traumatic experience. I didn't think they were that close. Jairu mumbled, looking away from the scene. Looks like the bromance has gone too far. Mineta grinned mischievously. You did that on purpose, Sasuke. Naruto yelled, pointing aggressively at his teammate. Why the hell would I do that on purpose, moron? Who would want to kiss you? Sasuke spoke, revolted. Now, let's not make too much of a scene, you two. Kakashi joined in with his book in hand. But Kakashi dash Naruto whined. Do I need to make you two apologize to each like your children? Idiot. Sasuke mumbled, walking away with a huff. Naruto crosses his arms and pouted, growling slightly in annoyance. Sakura let a laugh escape from her mouth. You never grow up, do you, Naruto? So if you pass the exam, you'll become a hero, right? Sakura asked Midoriya, who sat awkwardly on his All Might bed. Midoriya replied. So why did you call us here, bushy hair? Naruto spoke up, poking a figurine of All Might that stood on the dresser beside him. I'd ask the same thing as well. Sasuke crossed his arms, staring at the soon-to-be hero with cold eyes. Well, it's for two things really. I wanted to know more about your world and your fighting styles. It's really just out of curiosity, and I like to write down notes and people Theta strong and greet fighters because you admired them want to learn from Theman-Midoriya mumbled, stumbling over his words more and more as he rambled. Naruto walked over to Midoriya and bonked him on the head. Don't worry about it, bushy hair. I'll answer any questions you have. Sasuke sighed and sat down in the corner. Well, I suppose I don't have anything better to do anyways. Just don't ask anything stupid like this moron would. Hey Dash, so do you guys ever get tired from bickering? Sakura sighed. Sasuke started it. Naruto replied. Midoriya laughed nervously. What did I get myself into? Midoriya thought to himself. One Midoriya fanboy rant later. Wow, I had no idea there were so many uses for chakra. Your world is so complex. Midoriya beamed, scribbling down more notes in his beat journal. Naruto groaned. You ask a lot of questions, bushy hair. What are you going to do with this information anyway? Sakura asked, equally worn out from the broccoli boy's questions. Oh, it's for inspiration. He smiled brightly. I'm trying to create a special attack for the licensing exams coming up. Also, this is probably going to be the only time I get to study people from a different universe. Midoriya mumbled out the last part. Oh yeah, those will make you a licensed hero, right? That's so cool. Naruto grinned excitedly. Yeah, Midoriya replied, ecstatic. Sakura hummed. Wait, where did Sasuke go? The group looked around the All Might themed room, and Sasuke was nowhere to be found. I think he left 3 hours ago. Naruto answered. Oh. The green-haired student stared at where Sasuke was for a moment before Sakura spoke up again. Well, I think Naruto and I can help you come up with a special attack, Sakura announced. So, do you have any ideas? All Might watch out. Someone screamed as a large piece of rock came tumbling down towards Skinny Might. Shoot style. Midoriya yelled as his leg obliterated the boulder. Yes, that was great, bushy hair. Naruto cheered. Perfect, Midoriya. Sakura cheered alongside him. Midoriya jumped down in front of All Might with a bright smile. All Might grinned proudly. That was impressive, young Midoriya. Thanks for helping me out. Midoriya looked so happy he could have burst right then and there. He began to explain his discoveries to his teacher with a smile. Kakashi and Aizawa were in their normal positions, Kakashi hanging out with his team while Aizawa walked around and gave his class some pointers. I didn't think you'd be much of the teaching type, Sasuke. Sakura looked over to her teammate. Naruto and I came up with the idea, but you taught him how to execute it really well. Sasuke looked back with bored eyes. There's no hope when it comes to Naruto teaching, and you mostly use your fists if you need to fight. I'm just the one most suited for the job. Hey, I'm not that bad. Naruto yelped. So you admit you're bad. Sakura let out another long sigh. The first couple of times it was nostalgic. Now it's back to being the normal annoying. But it's much better than how we were, threatening to kill each other because we were on different sides. I'm back with Sasuke and Naruto seems so happy. But will it change after we go back? If we get back? No, I can't think like that. We will get back home and Sasuke will come back to the Hidden Leaf with us. We've gone this far. What else can I say that will ensure that Sasuke comes back? Honestly, if you can't teach something so simple, how will you become Hokage? I'll come back to the village and beat you, Naruto, Sasuke growled. Not if I can help it. I will become Hokage. Believe it, Naruto growled. Sakura smiled to herself. I don't need to say anything, do I? Sakura? Why are you smiling like that? Naruto asked, a worried look on his face. The female shinobi growled. Is something wrong with my smile, Naruto? Sakura shook her fist threateningly toward the blonde. Gah! No, nothing at all. Naruto yelped while Sasuke cracked a sadistic grin. Sakura sighed for the nth time that day. But despite that her heart felt light, a deep part of her wanted things to stay like this forever. Sakura knew better though. She couldn't give up her family and friends so easily, even if it meant breaking the newfound peace they had with each other. The hero licensing exam. Do you have everything ready, Toga? Shigaraki rasped. Yup, everything is ready. I can't wait to meet my dear Deku again. Toga giggled with insanity lacing her tongue. Who knows? If we get lucky, maybe we can learn more about those three as well. Spinner pointed out. Yeah, they seem very interesting. Twice shouted. I don't think they matter too much. Well, we're about to find that out for ourselves, aren't we? Dobby's gravelly voice cut through. Whoever they may be, I'm sure a group without any ties to the Hero Society staying close to UA would be a very interesting group indeed. Kurogiri added. Well, we're going to have to find that out for ourselves, aren't we? Shigaraki twisted his cracked lips into a grin. I'll have to make sure no one gets to them before us. Whoa, so that's your hero's license. Naruto gasped in awe. That's so cool. Why do you need a hero license anyways? Can't you just graduate? Sakura asked. Oh. Well, you see, we can't. It's against the law to use quirks in public, especially if we hurt someone with it. Uraraka answered. Even if it's a criminal? That's weird. Naruto slumped over the arm of the couch with a confused expression. But this means that you're a registered hero now, right? So you can go out and work as a pro. Sakura leaned toward Midoriya, who held his license close in his hand. Yeah. Midoriya smiled brightly, his eyes sparkling in the dim lighting. Everyone had just come to the dorms from the hero licensing exam. Some were so exhausted they left for their rooms immediately, although some of Class 1A stayed in the lobby with Sakura and Naruto. Bakugo and Todoroki left to their rooms without a word spoken. Sasuke was nowhere to be seen. How do you have so much energy? Kaminari groaned as he strung himself lazily on a chair. I think I'm gonna go. I'm so tired. The blonde slumped away toward the dorm rooms. That test must have been difficult. Shouldn't you be going to bed too, Midoriya? Oh yeah, I should do that. Midoriya rubbed the back of his neck. Now that I think about it, I do feel pretty tired. I have to look into hero organizations too. Wait, when do you guys sleep? Jairu perked up. Yeah, now that I think about it, I've never seen you sleep or go into your rooms before us. Other than Sasuke, although I don't think he's the type to sleep constantly. Zero mentioned. Well, we're older than you, so we sleep later. Why, you're only a year or two older than us, though. Midoriya mumbled. Do you guys sleep when we're gone then? Zero cocked his head to one side. We don't need to sleep as much as you. Sasuke's voice popped up in the main room suddenly. Gah! Naruto jumped, falling off the couch's armrest. You get scared too easily, Naruto. Sasuke sighed and sat down on the couch, propping up his head with his fist. It's not my fault, you just show up whenever you want. Naruto grumbled as he climbed back up to his original position. Where have you been, Sasuke? I haven't seen you since the class arrived. Sakura inquired. Sasuke looked away dismissively. I've been in my room. Nothing interesting was happening. Gah! Maybe something interesting would happen if you weren't in your room. Naruto muttered. Are you my mom now? Sasuke sighed again and sank into the couch, closing his eyes and letting his thoughts wander, leading to him thinking about a previous encounter. Sasuke. Aizawa called out to Sasuke in the empty hallway, his voice low. Sasuke looked behind him and toward the teacher with his cold expression. With an eyebrow raised, he replied, Yes. Aizawa narrowed his eyes. For a moment, he rethought his plan. He needed to find out the truth for the safety of his students. He trusted Kakashi's explanation, of course, but he knew from experience as a hero that there are always more sides to a story. Aizawa needed to confirm this for himself. Sasuke sighed, part of him already knowing what this could be about. There wasn't an ounce of him that wanted to tell Aizawa anything about his past. It would only cause trouble for him and his teammates if by some chance he actually told the hero anything. Kakashi told me bits about your past. The pro finally spoke. I thought so. Sasuke looked up at the ceiling, already feeling exhausted from the conversation. He closed his eyes for a second, turning his head slightly so he could face Aizawa, then reopen them. You should know then how vastly our world differs. Aizawa stared at the ninja. For a second, he saw everything, he understood everything. Sasuke's eyes resembled charcoal, dull and black. His eyes didn't look like they belonged to a 17-year-old. They were the eyes that saw the deepest horrors of the world. Even though they seemed lifeless on the surface, though, deep inside was a bright fire that Aizawa couldn't quite describe. But just as suddenly as the wave of realization came, it disappeared just as quickly. I am very much aware of that. The teacher replied mundanely as he came back to his senses. But for the sake of the safety of my students, I need to know what you've done. Sasuke narrowed his eyes. What I've done and what I do is none of your business as a person a part of this world. As ninja, we are trained from the beginning to hunt, kill, and obey. That's all there is to it. Our worlds are too different for us to understand each other. You're trying too hard to get involved with our world. Sasuke walked closer to Aizawa, hands in his pockets and his cold, glaring eyes piercing through the hero. You guys don't stand a chance against the weakest enemies of our world. So if you value the safety of your students, then I suggest you stay out of it. If it wasn't for Naruto, I would have defeated everyone back there in that forest and we wouldn't be talking here. Go ahead and wash your hands free of us if you want. But know that we are the only ones able to defeat Kaguya. Aizawa struggled to keep himself from punching Sasuke right then. He watched as Sasuke walked away and toward the main room where everyone was gathered. Talk like that was something Aizawa heard all too much from villains, but it was much different when you know the words held truth. Come on, let's go. Don't make this any harder for us. A man growled as he loomed over a trembling girl in the corner of a room. The girl shook her head frantically in protest, but the man only sighed and grabbed her arm roughly, pulling her away. Eri, you aren't giving him any trouble, are you? Instantly, the small girl's struggle disappeared. Her eyes shakily landed on the masked figure before her. Eri shook her head slightly in a no fashion. Good. Behave and no one will get hurt. Simple, right, Eri? His words dropped from his mouth like sweet poison. Eri said nothing, as if she thought her voice would cause an explosion. She left the room willingly, but shaking in fear as the inevitability of what was about to happen gripped her. Bakugo sat on his bed, bottled emotions piling up on after the other. His hands held each other in a death grip as memories played over and over in his mind. He felt like he was about to burst, and he was. Bakugo let out an animalistic growl and threw his fist back to hit the wall. But just as it was about to make impact, he stopped. No, I shouldn't make noise. The student huffed and stood up from his bed, walking out his room feeling nothing, only having one thought in mind. Midoriya walked through the halls of the dorms half awake. Even running a hand through his messy hair seemed difficult. Or bushy hair, I guess. Why does Naruto call me that anyway? When did that even start? Does my hair really look like a bush? Deku, ha! Immediately, Midoriya perked up. The familiar sound of his voice kicked out any sleepiness he had. Catch dash. Training ground 11,037. 10 minutes. Bakugo growled, walking away swiftly. Midoriya suddenly realized what situation he was in. If he wasn't awake before, he sure as hell was now. Hey, Naruto. Naruto picked his head up from his bed and looked over to Sakura quizzically. Huh? What is it, Sakura? There's curfews, right? For the students. Yeah, I think so. Why are you asking me? Naruto raised a brow. Him, Sasuke, and Sakura were lounging around Naruto's dorm. Sasuke was spacing off in the corner, thinking about God knows what, while Sakura stared out the window. Midoriya and Bakugo left the dorms. Naruto and Sasuke locked eyes for a second before Sakura spoke again. Bakugo seemed really on edge when he came back too. Do you think they're going to fight? Sasuke, can why dash? Yeah, I'll come with. Sasuke answered without missing a beat. Sakura, you should go tell Aizawa, right? Let's fight. Bakugo growled, moving to a fighting stance. Right here, right now. Midoriya put his arms out in front of him, his brows furrowed together in worry. Huh, wait, why does it have to end up like that? He looked around nervously. If we fight seriously, we'll be stopped. Bakugo paused for a second. What part of you made All Might do what he did? His eyes bore into Midoriya as his words dripped like venom. Let me see for myself. Wait, Sasuke. Why did you agree to come with? Sasuke looked at the training ground as it came into view. Why did he agree so readily? He spoke about not getting into another world's problems so much, and yet, Sasuke didn't quite know himself. Being thrown out of a battle-ridden world into a peace-filled one so quickly caused his morals to begin to shift ever so slightly. The words that he repeated so much were repeated to himself, to remind him who he was, what he thought was right. But every time he gave the same speech, he felt the strength behind the words weaken. Looking over to Naruto, his friend, an answer formed. I don't want Bakugo to make the same mistake I made. Naruto nearly stumbled. Is Sasuke feeling alright? I've been picking up some things about Bakugo and Midoriya. I don't know anything about their past, but Bakugo's aggression toward Midoriya is one that I used to have toward you. Something is wrong with Sasuke. Naruto thought nervously. If I'm going to become Hokage, then I should know how to stop these things. Sasuke looked forward again. Now clouds of dust and smoke began to rise from behind the training area's walls. They started the fight. Do we really have to fight? Midoriya yelped as he dodged another one of Bakugo's blows. There's no way you were wrong. No one said your admiration was Ron Dash. Bakugo jumped toward Midoriya with another explosion-filled punch. A scowl etched permanently on his face. Midoriya barely managed to jump away. Wait! I said! Bakugo growled louder, gritting his teeth as the smoke blew away from his face. Even though we admired the same person, why? The blonde leaped forward with more aggression than before. Midoriya caught him, but in a second Bakugo's knee was in his face. The green-haired boy grunted and fell back. Why? Midoriya punched him in a counterattack, causing Bakugo to land harshly on the concrete. His eyes widened as he ran forward with an outstretched arm. Hey, are you okay? Bakugo slapped his hand away. Don't worry about me. His voice began to peel, slowly revealing a more pained tone. He got up, gripping his shirt collar. Suddenly, any aggression he previously had disappeared. His eyes were wide and filled with pain as his voice cracked. Why was I the one who ended All Might? Midoriya froze and his eyes widened as realization hit him. Bakugo looked down, and even though Midoriya couldn't see his expression, his voice gave it all away. All Might tried to keep it a secret. I couldn't tell anyone. Even if I try not to think about it, it just comes to my mind unexpectedly. He cried out, shaking his head as if to shake out whatever thoughts that came in. Midoriya stared at Bakugo with a shocked expression. He stood in front of him completely frozen, unsure of how to react or what to do. He's been carrying this with him the whole time. More than me. This whole time, there they are. Naruto announced as he and Sasuke landed on top of the broken city buildings. I'm not planning on being your punching bag, Kakin. We should st-. Sasuke put a hand out in front of Naruto, stopping him from interfering.
No.
What? Why? What about that speech you gave me earlier? Look at them, idiot. They're talking like normal, even if they're fighting. If it gets too bloody, we'll stop it, but for now, we should stay out of it. You, who had so much that I didn't have. Green lighting began to spark all around Midoriya as he leapt forward for an attack. We're an amazing person much closer to me than All Might, in an one-for-all fueled kick. Midoriya shot forward and hit Bakugo, who held his arms up in defense. I kept chasing after you. Each attack was more intense than the last. Explosions and rubble flew across the training ground with every collision. Naruto and Sasuke watched them closely, judging for the right moment to stop the fighting pair. It was clear that Bakugo was winning the fight. He completely overwhelmed Midoriya with each explosion-fueled punch. Midoriya was suddenly thrown into the metal railings of the sidewalk, leaving a body-sized dent. Bakugo screamed in fury. What are you smiling about? He propelled himself forward using his quirk and threw another solid hit at the green-haired boy. I thought you weren't going to be a sandbag. Bakugo kept attacking Midoriya, yelling his frustrations at him, while Midoriya barely dodged his attacks, if at all. His eyes were pinned on Bakugo's almost feral expression. More attacks were traded between the two students before Bakugo began to yell again. That's one of the things I hate most about you, he yelled as he landed a solid hit on Midoriya's face. Do you seriously think you can surpass me because of your new power? Well, think again, Deku. By now his voice sounded strained. The gruffness became more prominent. Sasuke narrowed his eyes as flashbacks of his past flew through his mind. Naruto learning the Rasengan from Jiraiya, fighting him with the Nine-Tails power, his overall sudden improvement in skill. In this aspect he could relate to Bakugo. Watching someone grow in strength so suddenly when you've only looked down on them was enraging. My world is so lost in war and hatred. This one seems so peaceful. Even as these two fight, both of them have the guarantee that they won't kill each other. These people who haven't seen war, these kids who haven't seen just how bad things can get. Would it be A crime to help keep it that way? Itachi sacrificed everything for peace. Should I do the same to make sure this world won't end up in the disaster we are in? Sasuke huffed, no, that's a weak thought, I couldn't stay here. I still have my goals. Besides, Naruto and Sakura would tolerate such thinking. I won't lose to you. Bakugo screamed, grabbing Midoriya's forearm and throwing him under his body before using his explosions to propel them to the ground. There was silence as Bakugo pinned Midoriya to the ground. The smoke dissipated slowly as Naruto and Sasuke jumped down from the buildings silently. Bakugo breathed heavily. That's it. We're done here. I won this fight. He spoke with a growl, which oddly held no aggression, just exhaustion. Looks like we didn't have to interfere. Sasuke spoke up as he and Naruto walked toward the duo. Bakugo got off of Midoriya while Midoriya looked at them with his eyes wide. How long have you dash? We've been here for most of the fight, just in case it got too intense. Naruto laughed awkwardly. Seems that you beat me here then. Another voice came through. So you have two troublemakers too, huh? Aizawa sighed and pinched the bridge of his nose. Any tips? Well, considering how Bakugo is, I'm sure you won't have to worry too much. Kakashi replied with a small smile. So you know to Kakin? Bakugo scoffed. Of course I do, dumbass. When did you find out? Naruto yelped in surprise. He spied on us back at that camp. I found him hiding in the closet. Sasuke said simply, looking at his teammate with a bored expression. Naruto frowned. And you didn't tell us? I thought you already knew Naruto. I sensed him there and let Sasuke take care of it. Sakura sighed. Just leave it to you and your one-track mind. Hey! The blonde whined, drawing out the why. Well, at least now that we're all on the same page, we won't have to be too secretive now. Sakura smiled softly. So you have to stay here and clean for the next couple of days as punishment, right? Naruto cocked his head to the side as he watched Bakugo clean the window with much more ferocity than needed. Why, yeah. I'm going to have to catch up on a lot when I come back. Midoriya spoke almost sadly as he scrubbed the window on the opposite side of Bakugo. Bakugo has a longer suspension though, doesn't he? Bakugo began to scrub the window even harder. If you keep doing that, the window might crack. Sasuke muttered. Bakugo growled, but relented nonetheless. So, I've been meaning to ask, how powerful is this Kaguya person? The only thing you need to know is that you shouldn't fight her. Don't even attempt it. If you see a black portal open up, run. We'll be able to sense her, so just alert the heroes to evacuate. Sakura answered calmly. Bakugo turned to Sakura. What the hell? Is she that powerful, or are you fucking underestimating us? Sasuke turned to face Bakugo. We've been analyzing this world the second we got here. We've taken into account the power of everyone here. Not even All Might at full power could stand a chance at winning. Besides, this isn't your fight. Not even All Might? Midoriya muttered meekly. Why do you think we tried to separate ourselves from you and the population here from the beginning? Besides, Sasuke and I are the only ones that can actually seal her away. It wouldn't do any good if you guys got involved. Naruto chimed in. Bakugo growled, but relented nevertheless. She might not go after you if we're lucky, in fact. Sakura spoke up. Kaguya wants to kill us and take our chakra, but none of you here have any chakra. So if you don't interfere, then collateral damage might be the only thing you'll need to worry about. How can we just stand by though? Midoriya suddenly raised his voice. She wants to kill you. That's not new, we're ninja. We've had plenty of brushes with death. Sasuke spoke bluntly. The amount of people that want to kill me and Naruto is considerably high as it is for everyone like us. Sakura nodded. Even as a medical ninja, I could very easily say the same. So don't be too worried for us. She's our enemy. Naruto sighed loudly. Man, you guys are really persistent. I feel like we've said this a million times. Midoriya frowned, his thoughts tied up in a knot of conflicts. He wanted to help them, the heroes do too. But deep down, Midoriya and the heroes know they're trying to bite more than they can chew. You sure you want to do this, Bakugo? Sakura asked nervously. Naruto can go a bit overboard. I'm still upset over our first meeting. Besides, this will be just some training before I get back. Bakugo grinned, excitement and anticipation running through his veins. Hey Naruto? Midoriya leaned toward Naruto as he prepared for the fight. You aren't going to use that on Kaken, will you? Midoriya asked nervously. Naruto smirked. It's my super special technique. No one can beat it. Naruto paused. Except Sasuke. But I'll only use it if I have to. Well, come on, Naruto. Bakugo taunted, putting his fists together, igniting the nitroglycerin sweat on his palms. That idiot better not go too far. Sasuke sighed. Bakugo was the first to attack, choosing to go straight for the punch with a right hook. Naruto dodged easily, grabbing his arm and flinging Bakugo over his shoulder like a rag doll. Bakugo narrowly avoided tumbling on the grassy field around him and landed with a little less grace than normal. His eyes shot up to meet Naruto's. A fiery red confidence coursed through them. Shadow Clone Jutsu. In an instant puff of smoke, multiple clones of Naruto surrounded the original. They all leaped upward, only to be instantly demolished by a huge explosion. A large smoke cloud was left behind, a mixture of smoke from the attack and the remnants of Naruto's clones. I know you can do better than that, Naruto, Bakugo challenged. Fine, I can show you my special attack then. Naruto grinned through the smoke, putting his hands together and creating more clones. That attack again? The spicy Pomeranian growled, throwing another wave of explosions that once again demolished the clones. Or so they thought.
Harem Jutsu.
Bakugo questioned, and suddenly the smoke cloud disappeared, moving away to show a herd of naked, voluptuous female clones, all in suggestive poses. Damn it, Naruto, Sakura yelled. Midoriya instantly fainted at the sight, while Sasuke just sighed. Bakugo fell to the ground, unable to land properly from the shock. What the fuck was that? Bakugo growled, a deep shade of red covering his face. That's your special attack?
Sakash.
Damn it, Naruto. So, that's what's going on. Shigaraki hummed, scratching his neck as he leaned against the boxes behind him. How can we trust you, though? Twice questioned. You seem very trustworthy. Well, as far-fetched as this all seems, it would explain what happened. Dabi leaned his head to one side, watching as blue flames licked at his fingertips. A childish laugh emanated from the edge of the building. His voice pierced the air. I can assure you, everything I said is the truth. I'm aware you recently lost a comrade. This may be a good opportunity for you. A wicked smile formed on his pitch-black face. I'm also aware you teamed up with the same people who killed your comrade. I'm sure you have something already in mind. The villains went silent. Toga stared up at the visitor with bloodlust in mind. What do you want us to do? Easy, distract the heroes. You could fight the Yakuza too. All we need is no one to disturb the fight. In return, you get an opportunity. We don't want to bother with this world's issues, but she might be willing to help you out if you do this simple task. Who is we? You've referred to this we a lot in your explanation. Mr. Compress took a step toward the humanoid figure in the room. My mother and I... The inky figure's sly grin reappeared. You can call me Black Zetsu. My mother, Kaguya, is much more powerful than you can ever believe. It's my job to help her achieve her goals. That's why I'm here. Black Zetsu cackled. The battle will happen very soon. You won't have to wait long. So you got into that hero group bushy hair? Naruto asked, cocking his head to the side as he laid lazily on the couch. Yeah, I'm working with Night Eye and Mirio now. I don't know who they are, but that sounds pretty cool, you know. Oh right. Midoriya chuckled awkwardly. Do you know where Sasuke and Sakura are? Midoriya shook his head. No, I haven't seen them since I got back from school. They're probably in the dorm rooms. Why? Yeah, you're probably right. I'll find them later. Naruto jumped up. I think I'm gonna go out and run. What are you going to do? Bushy hair? I need to finish some school work. Wait, where are you going to run? We don't have a track nearby and you can't get too close to the school. There's a forest nearby. I run there. If the trees were taller and thicker, it wouldn't be much different from where I would go running normally now that I think about it. Oh right, I forgot you guys had some crazy training routines.
Oi.
They aren't that crazy, you know. Naruto pouted before turning his body toward the door. Welp Sue bushy hair. Naruto ran off and down the hallway out of sight. As Midoriya watched him go, a thought began to form in his mind. I'll miss them when they leave. They've been here for months. Feels like they're a part of our class now. I hope they remember us when they leave." Naruto took in a deep breath as he exited the large dorms and faced the array of greenery before him. He smiled widely. At least there are some things that are always the same, he thought as he recalled the new technology that he was introduced to. Cars, buses, phones, thinner TVs and computers, huge metal and glass buildings. The list went on. He was so focused on getting home and thinking about the best ways to fight Kaguya, he didn't really have time to think about the things he was introduced to. It was overwhelming at first, being introduced to an entirely new world with completely different technology and society altogether, especially once they got to the city. But that was all said and done now. After all, what kind of ninja would he be if he couldn't get used to a bit of a scenery change? Naruto smiled to himself as he leapt effortlessly through the trees. The wind rushing past his body like this was intoxicating, especially since he wasn't doing it because his life was in immediate danger. Then again, life without a little danger is pretty boring. Ha! Is that Sasuke over there? About 20 feet ahead was someone with black spiky hair, and from the position Naruto was in he looked about the same height. "So that's where you were, you bastard." Naruto jumped down, almost on top of him. "Sasuke, Midoriya, where's Naruto?" "Oh hey Sasuke. Naruto was looking for you earlier. He went to the forest to go run." Midoriya replied, a little nervous. No matter how long he's around him, Sasuke always put Midoriya slightly on edge. Sasuke sighed. "That idiot, he always runs off." He pinched the bridge of his nose in annoyance. "I'm going to go find him before he does something stupid." He could really be more trusting of Naruto. Then again, the green-haired student sighed as he watched Sasuke leave for the exit. The man turned around. Both his and Naruto's eyes widened. Naruto let out a yelp as he quickly maneuvered his way to land away from the random guy who just happened to have a very similar haircut to Sasuke. "Ah! Who are you?" he spluttered. "Who are you?" Naruto yelled, just as flustered as the guy in front of him. "How did I forget to check if he has chakra or not? He clearly isn't Sasuke." "Naruto." A dark voice appeared suddenly. "Oh, hey Sasuke." Naruto spoke in relief before turning to the UA student. "Sorry, I mistook you for him." Sasuke sighed heavily. "You really are a special kind of idiot, aren't you? Hey dash." Instantly they started bickering, leaving Tamaki Amajiki flustered and nervous at the sudden fight that broke out between the two strangers. I've never seen these two before. And what was that crazy move Naruto did just now? He changed direction so easily in midair without using a quirk, or at least none that's visible. I shouldn't think about it too much. Maybe I can get away before they stop fighting. Hey, where did that other guy go? Naruto suddenly piped up as he tore his head away from Sasuke. He was probably freaked out by you, dumbass. Sasuke scowled as he hit Naruto on the back of the head. Naruto growled, instantly returning to the fight. Wow, they're still going at it. Tamaki thought nervously as he slipped behind the corner and left the arguing pair. He could still feel it. The bandaged arms of the little girl pushing him away as she walked into the alley toward quite possibly one of the most dangerous villains he has faced willingly. At least it seemed that way. The green-haired hero found it hard to believe that the trembling girl went to that monster freely. Eri was the girl's name, at least that's what Overhaul had called her. Midoriya hated himself for letting her go. A disgusting mix of anger, regret, and sadness filled him ever since that moment. It made him want to throw up. Every time he would feel her shaking body pressed up against his. She was so small, so terrified, and he couldn't do anything. Oi! It took everything in him not to punch something, not to charge into battle to find Chisaki and save her. It's been a couple of days since the incident, but the feelings still burnt fiercely. Oi, bushy hair! Naruto yelled louder. God dash! Midoriya yelped and jumped back, hitting the back of the lobby's couch harshly. He rubbed the back of his head, wincing slightly. Are you okay? You've been acting off for a few days now. You're not feeling sick, are you? Sakura asked with furrowed eyebrows, concern lacing her voice. Midoriya rubbed the back of his neck. Why yeah, I'm fine. I guess all the hero work and stuff tired me out a bit. So you can't say anything about the missions the hero organizations give you? Makes sense. Sasuke mumbled, looking away from the group and toward a large window. Hey Naruto? Naruto looked over to the aspiring hero. His legs were tucked under him as he sat on the couch opposite of Midoriya. Naruto examined Midoriya for a second, and instantly he could see how vulnerable he looked. Midoriya stayed silent until he mustered out the courage to finally speak. Have you ever wanted to save someone but you couldn't? Or at least you had to wait until you could save them despite knowing they're in danger? Sasuke sighed and got up from the couch. I think I'm going to go to my room, so all we have to do is play along and wait for Zetsu to give us the signal? Toga's twisted voice rang through the dusty temporary hideout of the League of Villains. Indeed, the Yakuza won't suspect a thing. Twice confirmed before he shrunk. I'm not sure. I think they'll know before we even start. Toga played with one of her many knives, smiling sadistically to herself as she watched the tip draw blood from her own finger. Things will go back to normal once they're gone. We'll go back to fighting heroes without thinking about those three again. Her face dropped. The beast's forest attack would have gone smoothly if they weren't there. We can't do anything about what happened, but now we have a chance for a bit of revenge, you know. Mr. Compress chimed. We'll make this an amazing comeback. Hee. I'm surprised you're taking this so well. The heroes had a quite extreme reaction compared to you. Zetsu giggled. We don't need anyone else interfering with our plans is all. Especially not ones that are apart from our universe. Shigaraki mumbled. Of course. Mother promises that she'll take the four back to their world and finish them. Or maybe she'll finish them here. Either way, I'm sure you'll be happy with the result. If all goes well, she can take out a few heroes as collateral damage for you. Hey. Zetsu squirmed in his own madness. His eyes and mouth gleamed in the dark corners of the room. I've already talked to Overhaul, our deal is made. How much longer will it take for this plan to be in motion? Shigaraki looked over to the insane ink-like puddle. Depends how long it'll take for the heroes to raid the base. They've caught wind of what is going on there and are already making plans as we speak. Kaguya will teleport on top of the ongoing battle, and no doubt the four will rush over there without thinking twice. How do you know all of this, if I may ask? You spoke before of chakra. Wouldn't they sense you if you got too close to them? Kurogiri locked eyes with Zetsu. I've spied on highly trained shinobi for hundreds of years. This is not much different. They've grown too comfortable and attached with the heroes to suspect that I've come through. Zetsu grinned. I suspect the upcoming battle will be very fun to watch. We'll infiltrate the Yakuza base and take Eri. The words ran marathons in Midoriya's mind. His heart was racing from anticipation. Even as he laid down on his bed waiting for sleep to overtake him, he couldn't stop the intrusive thoughts. The start of the operation was mere hours away, and yet he couldn't get a wink of sleep. Midoriya sighed and turned to his side, facing his dark room. Even at night, he could still make out the shapes of his countless All Might figurines and posters. He spent the rest of the night counting and recalling the story of each one until eventually he fell into a comfortable sleep. Once they see the warrant will charge in, the team of heroes stood by, standing tall and listening to the orders. Some of Class 1A were among them: Midoriya, Uraraka, Kirishima, and Tsuyu. Of course, the big three were there as well. While each and every one of the heroes were buzzing with anticipation, none were matching the conviction bubbling in Mirio and Midoriya. Nothing but determination filled their veins. The heroes stood in a tight group in front of the Yakuza base. Police officers lined up in the front ready to break in. They weren't even given a chance to knock. The second one of the officers approached the door, a giant villain busted through screaming at the top of his lungs. With a sweep of his hand, he took out a good portion of the people in the front. But just as quickly, Ryukyu, the dragon hero, jumps in and deflects the attack with Uraraka. Tsuyu and Nijai are ready behind her. While the giant villain is distracted, the heroes rush in through the broken doorway, ready for a fight. Sakura, what is it, Naruto? The medical ninja sighed, looking up from the magazine she was reading. Is it just me, or does something feel off? Like something is happening? Naruto looked out the window with a tense expression. It's probably just your imagination. She shook her head in disapproval. Where's Sasuke? I'm right here, idiot. A voice grumbled from behind the couch the blonde shinobi was sitting on. Sakura threw her head back and groaned in frustration as the two quickly entered a bickering session. What are you talking about? Mina popped in with a cup of orange juice in hand. I thought you already went to school. Naruto raised a brow. Nah, I don't leave until a little later. I still have some time until the first bell rings. Then who did I see go through the door? Naruto mumbled to himself. That was probably Ida. He leaves way too early. Mina gave a toothy grin. No, I am right here. I was about to leave though. Ida suddenly popped up, raring to go. Bakugo then? I thought he said something about wanting to leave earlier. Mina furrowed her brows and took a sip of her drink. What the fuck are you talking about, Pinky? A low growl came from the hallway, revealing a slightly disheveled Bakugo. And what do you mean you saw someone? Did you not recognize them? Sakura spoke up. I woke up earlier than normal, so I decided to come here. I sat down for a bit, and that's when I saw someone come out from the door. I only saw a silhouette. I couldn't tell what they looked like. Perhaps it was Midoriya. He did mention having to do hero work early in the morning. No, I saw Midoriya leave after I saw the shadow. It's probably just your imagination, moron. Sasuke sighed, promptly slapping Naruto's head. Hey, it's so amusing seeing you talk amongst yourselves. I do hope you didn't get soft after being out of your world for so long. In an instant, Team 7 powered up and turned to face the voice. Of course, no one other than Black Zetsu's face grinned grotesquely from the top of the ceiling. Zetsu, I knew something was off. Naruto scowled. Yellow flame-like chakra spilled from his body, his eyes gleaming a bright red. In the worst place possible, too. Sasuke grumbled, reaching for the weapons hidden in his clothing. What the hell is going on? Someone yelled in the oncoming group of curious students who were brought in by the sudden noise. Get out of here. It's not safe. Sakura yelled over the chatter. Zetsu is finally here, huh? Kakashi ran into the large room. His face formed into a scowl as he saw the inky form. Bakugo's eyes widened in a shock. The reality of everything that he overheard began to set in. If he's here, then that means she's here too, right? Jairu ran in, and with one glance, she instantly knew what was going on. Her and Bakugo exchanged quick, knowing glances. So tense. Calm down. I'm not here to fight, After all, I would barely be an opponent if you all came at me at once. I'm just here to tell you that Mother will be coming very, very soon. She'll be with the rest of your new friends. I'm so excited. Zetsu cackled. What do you mean by that? Sakura grit her teeth. It's a place where many people are gathered right now, actually, I think they are on some sort of mission too. It's a perfect place to fight, don't you think? It'd be just like fighting in a war zone. You're fairly familiar with that now, right? Zetsu's face twisted in laughter. That's all the hints you get. See you soon. And just as quickly as he came, Black Zetsu completely disappeared. Damn it, who was that guy? Mina yelped. And who is this mother lady? Sasuke cursed under his breath. This is going to be a pain. Explanations will have to wait. We have to inform the pros that a villain has infiltrated the UA dorms, and another villain is threatening to make their debut nearby. Ida spoke up, suddenly taking the lead in the situation. I am also very curious about what he said, but you must remember that he said that people are in danger. As a class of heroes, this needs to be our first priority. Thank you, Ida. I promise we'll give a proper explanation later, but right now I need all of you to evacuate this place immediately and report this to Principal Nizu. He'll understand everything that's going on. Kakashi spoke up. Right now we should scale the city and find a place where Kaguya might show up. Sasuke looked toward the other three before turning to Ida. You mentioned that Midoriya had hero work this morning, right? Do you have any idea where that would be? No, that information is confidential. I don't know where he is or what he's doing. Ida frowned. Wait, if you're seen using your quirks, then you'll attract too much attention. The pros will try to chase you down. Jairu spoke up. Don't worry, we're a lot faster than you think. Naruto grinned. We won't be caught no matter what. The only thing that you need to worry about is tell Nizu that Kaguya is arriving and that people are in danger. Sakura turned to face her fellow shinobi. Just leave this to us. Naruto gave his signature smile, and with that they left. It didn't take a minute for them to already be outside and rushing through the streets. Despite them traveling behind and on top of buildings to stay somewhat hidden, they still attracted some attention. Luckily not enough to attract heroes, but it wouldn't last for long. You know that might be the last time we see them, Sakura said quietly. Naruto looked away with a solemn expression before returning to his usual determination. We'll see them again. I have a feeling we will databeo. Sasuke cracked a small smile. You're too optimistic, moron. I don't mind a little optimism right now. Sakura giggled slightly. Keep a lookout for Zetsu. He might try to get pros looking our way. Right? Naruto replied. Sakura and Sasuke nodded in acknowledgement. I see. So the time has finally come. Nizu looked down at his paws. The part of the class who saw the incident stood scattered in Nizu's office. Ida, of course, was at the very front, standing tall and stiff like a pole. If I may ask, what's going on? Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi knew and immediately took action. They have been with us for some time now, and it feels inappropriate to not aid them in some way. Nizu got down from his chair and walked in front of his desk. I can only explain so much, but I can first assure you that those four will be all right. According to them, this is not the first time they have dealt with this. They've requested that UA should not take any action to interfere. I'm afraid that if we were to do anything but evacuate the area in which they're fighting, we would give them a major disadvantage. What is this threat in the first place? That ink guy said that it was his mother, and I thought I heard them say something about someone named Kaguya. Todoroki spoke up. Nizu sighed. At the request of your teacher and of those four, I can't explain too much about that. But I can say that Kaguya is the threat and the mother of Zetsu. Please don't worry too much. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi are confident that they'll be able to take care of Kaguya. I have put my faith in them, and I hope you will too. Nizu smiled reassuringly. Naruto, have you sensed anything? Sakura asked. No, none of my clones have disappeared yet either. Sasuke spoke up monotonically. I haven't sensed anything. Either she hasn't arrived yet or we're looking at the wrong places. Zetsu said something about fighting in a place where many people on a mission are gathered. We should look for places where heroes could be fighting. Kakashi mentioned, but that could be anywhere. I studied the cities and geography of this world while I was in the UA dorms, but I don't remember seeing anything that caught my eye. Sakura frowned. Yeah, heroes are spread out across cities all the time. Giant missions are kept secret until way after they're over too. Naruto groaned. Looks like we can only keep searching. Sakura sighed as she landed on another building rooftop. No, I found something. Sasuke pointed to an area where dust and smoke clouds began to rise. There. I think that's where we're supposed to go. Heroes and villains laid injured and unconscious throughout the building. The numbers only grew as the hero groups continued to march through the concrete and metal tunnels. Tamaki and Kirishima already fell, barely defeating the villains that stood as obstacles in their way. Mirio held Eri tight in his arms, his bright red cape surrounding her small frame. He grinned confidently at the heinous villain before him that threatened the girl's safety. Don't worry, Eri. I'll protect you. Bang! Mirio grimaced as he felt the bullet hit his back. As much as he wanted to believe it was just another wound, he knew better. Lemillion was now corkless in a battle. The diseased. Overhaul rasped as he got up from the broken floor. Thinking you can actually become something is an illness of the mind. It's funny, in an instant, Mirio threw Chisaki off of his high horse. Throwing the body of his henchman at him, he used it as a distraction to attack. Lemillion fought with everything he had. He didn't allow Eri to get hurt. His self-sacrificing personality couldn't even imagine that. He exchanged blows with Overhaul before jumping back to Eri. He held back the concrete spikes with all his power. Even though he was now bloodied and corkless and nothing but adrenaline keeping his body moving, Mirio didn't allow himself to let any harm come to her. Chisaki, I already told you I threw that name away. Overhaul yelled angrily as he sent another wave of concrete toward Lemillion. Crash. It looks like a raid. Sasuke spoke as he examined the scene before him. I don't sense Kaguya anywhere. Let me go, Sakura. We have to dash. Shut up, moron. I want to help them too, but it'll only make more trouble if we were to show ourselves now. Sakura sighed. You'd also be just a tad hypocrite considering what you've said since you've first met them. Kakashi mumbled. Naruto pouted, then scowled before slumping on the concrete roof. It seems that they're handling the situation well. Although I sense a lot of fighting below, I'm not sure if they're winning. Naruto's scowl grew deeper. This isn't good at all. Fighting Kaguya here is going to be a nightmare. Kaguya might not target them, but it would be too easy for them to get caught in the crossfire. I'll just have to believe that they have the strength to survive. Suddenly, a loud sound of concrete and rock collapsing filled the air as the dragon hero broke through the ground in her fight. Instantly, more yelling and fighting could be heard combined with the sound of concrete moving and breaking. Team 7 instantly tensed, leaning over the roof to see what was going on. Inside was a group of people. Team 7 only recognized Midoriya, Uraraka, and Tsuyu, but they could easily tell which was friend or foe. A man in a tattered suit was slumped in the rubble covered in blood and held by Tsuyu, with Uraraka and the dragon hero close by. A man, clearly the cause of this, was rising quickly on a pillar with a small girl at his side and Midoriya trailing not so far behind. This is getting so exciting, Zetsu cackled. Team 7 whipped around instantly to face Black Zetsu's gleeful face. A look of surprise, horror, and anger were present on their faces. At this, of course, Zetsu laughed maniacally even more. You know, a hero down there can see the future. They call him Sir Night Eye. He said Midoriya is gonna die. He tricked fate once, but I wonder if he can do it again. Zetsu wheezed. I wonder how many more are going to die because of your inability to defeat Mother. Naruto growled. The flames surrounding his body seemed to glow brighter, but one look from Sasuke told him to calm down. Won't you look at that? Looks like Overhaul got a bit of a power-up. Zetsu peered over the ledge of the building. Team 7's eyes followed and found a now much more grotesque Overhaul standing in front of Midoriya. What the hell is that? Naruto yelped. I guess his quirk allows him to merge with other people? That's kinda disgusting. Sakura mumbled. She's here. Just as Zetsu said, a black portal formed in the sky, a feminine figure stepping out of it. At this point, Midoriya and Overhaul were at a standoff. But the new arrival caused a wave of silence to wash over the heroes and villains alike. And as her long, cape-like hair came to light in their world, along came a sudden wave of fear. Even though no one other than Team 7 could sense her chakra, they all knew she wasn't there to help. Midoriya's eyes widened as he turned around, his heart dropping to his stomach. That must be Dash, Kaguya.
Naruto Yeled, Multishadow Clone Jutsu.
In an instant, nearly 100 clones of Naruto ascended. A giant purple Susanoo grew and towered the building around them. The remnants of Obito's Sharingan flared, and a blue Susanoo slowly built itself to surround Kakashi and Sakura. Both heroes and villains alike reeled back as the sudden appearance of everything. Some heroes and villains looked to each other, searching for an explanation. Whose side do they belong to? Where did they come from? What's happening? The questions arising from everyone's head didn't matter, of course. They wouldn't get their answers either way. What the hell is going on? Someone yelled from the crowd. Who are they? The dragon hero muttered to herself. Is that Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura? I think Kakashi is there too. Uraraka gasped. You know them? Yeah. It's a long story, but they're with us. Tsuyu confirmed. I didn't foresee this. Night Eye looked up weakly, confusion filling his face. Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, why are you here? Sasuke interrupts Midoriya, who is now trying to focus on both Kaguya and Overhaul. Get out of here, you'll only be in the way. Focus on your own battle. Sasuke nods to Overhaul. Midoriya nervously nodded before turning and smiling to Eri. Everything will be all right. I promise. Eri whimpered slightly, clutching Mirio's cape. At any time can her quirk go out of control. Then there was rumbling. Midoriya acted fast and grabbed Eri to put her on his back. I have to make space. I cannot be in the way of Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura. I don't know their opponent's powers. I can't risk getting caught in the crossfire. Team 7 looked at Kaguya. Naruto smiled. Ready for round 2. This time we're going to finish you. Kaguya looks at them, then at Midoriya. That one is smart. He looks powerful but nowhere near my power. After getting some distance between Team 7, Midoriya successfully led Overhaul away. That child's quirk is cursed, you know. Eri, come with me before you kill him. Eri frowned and clung to Midoriya even tighter. I have to win this fight. I need to protect Eri. If I can't even protect her, what type of hero would I be? One for all, 100%. Midoriya runs towards Overhaul and kicks him up in the air. Lightning and flashes of color were the only things to be seen as Overhaul hurtles up in the air. I can't worry about that now. I have to end this. Overhaul growled as more grotesque features began to appear on his already messed up body. Midoriya went to the offensive side. This is for everyone. I have to win this fight. Midoriya powered up a huge punch. He put all of his energy into this. So did Overhaul. He curled up ready to explode his arm so he could touch Midoriya. That's it. I can do this. One for all, full cowling. 100%. Smea. Midoriya, look out. Naruto screams, but Midoriya was already in motion. By the time he registered the warning, he felt the pain. A gray pole struck him in the stomach. Soon after, Midoriya also felt Overhaul's attack strike him. He screams in pain as he feels his stomach disintegrate. In fear, he throws Eri off of him in the hopes she wasn't hit as well. Midoriya, still in midair, looked down at his crumbling frame and grit his teeth. I'm sorry, Mom. Everyone, no! Naruto screamed. Overhaul laughed, a horrendous grin spreading across his fucked up face. He looked down at Eri with a glint in his eye. Now, come here, Eri. Eri whimpered, fat tears rolling down her face as she clutched Mirio's cape even tighter. But despite everything, she felt relieved when she looked at Overhaul's chest. Overhaul followed her eyes and let out a scream. The pole had not only hit Midoriya, but went through him and into the villain's chest. He grabbed at his disappearing torso, before finally disappearing with the wind as well. Naruto, Sasuke, Kakashi, we can't let this destroy us. This was Kaguya's plan. She wants us to feel despair. Don't let his death be in vain. Sakura makes a fist. Naruto nods and grinned weakly. Sasuke does the same. Let's take her down. Naruto yelled. It's now or never. Do or die, Kakashi announced. Kakashi runs towards Kaguya, Naruto and Sasuke flanking her from both sides with Sakura approaching from the back. You can't fool me twice. Kaguya threw out her arm, creating another portal beneath her to escape. But immediately Sasuke used his blade to cut off the arm. Zetsu yelped as his hiding spot was revealed and fell uselessly to the ground. Naruto now, Sasuke screams. Kakashi and Sakura, who was back onto the scene, grabs hold of Kaguya midair. Let's finish this, Naruto and Sasuke said in unison. They clutched both of Kaguya's shoulders, simultaneously pushing her down into the portal. Seal! Team 7 yelled in unison, triumphant grins spreading across their faces. Finally, Kaguya was defeated, and Team 7 disappeared down into the portal. Boulders and rubble following her through the portal until it disappeared. I have to get back to Mother. Zetsu limped away, mumbling uselessly to himself. I'll have to find a way to get a portal back to my world. Then I can start again. Maybe Kurojirai can if I help him out? That'll work for sure. Ha ha ha. You're the one who started this, right? Uraraka growled, stomping towards the goopy mess that was Zetsu. Zetsu yelped, already attempting to escape to the ground. I can't allow you to do that. Uraraka ran toward him and lifted him in the air. Now you won't be able to escape. I won't allow you to do this again. Uraraka, look. Tsuyu ran over to her classmate, pointing frantically over the street. Uraraka's eyes bulged as she stifled a scream. Midoriya and Overhaul were half disintegrated and appeared to be glitching. I thought something like this would happen. We were never meant to be in this world. Zetsu giggled, already having regained his composure from earlier. What do you mean? They completely disappeared earlier, you know. Mother attacked Midoriya and managed to kill both him and that Yakuza guy. But we aren't supposed to be in your world, much less affect it so greatly by killing two people here. Uraraka and Tsuyu were speechless as they watched Zetsu giggle to himself. But I guess it doesn't matter. Looks like they'll be coming back, and I'll be going. Midoriya, you changed the future. Thank you for showing me that it could be possible. Sir Knight, I looked over to the young hero. Even though he's been through his toughest fight yet, he came out standing tall. Midoriya may live up to All Might's name. As Sir Knight I was pulled into the ambulance, Uraraka ran up to Midoriya with concern in her eyes. Where's Naruto, Sasuke, and Sakura? I can't find Kakashi either. Huh? Uraraka, who are you talking about? Midoriya looked over to his friend with furrowed brows. Huh, what do you dash? Uraraka blinked. What was I saying? A barren battlefield surrounded Team 7, who all held triumphant smiles. Finally, everything was over. Kaguya was finally sealed. Good thing Kaguya opened a portal back here. I don't know how we could have made it back. Naruto grinned widely. I wish we could have said goodbye to the class though. I'll miss them. Sakura frowned. Class? What do you mean? Naruto looked over to her, brow raised. What do you mean by Kaguya opening up a portal to bring us back, Naruto? She didn't bring us back. Sasuke muttered. Huh? I said that. Yes, you did, moron dash. Sasuke paused mid-sentence, blinking a few times before speaking again. Never mind, idiot. The end. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed exploring this what if with me. If you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing for more videos like this. Your support truly makes a difference, and I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Until next time, take care and stay tuned for more.